Hello, students, and welcome back to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. You guys, we are fast approaching the end of summer camp. In fact, these next two lessons are our final ones and our final days spent with you online. I'm very sad about it, but I hope that you've had a good time and had as much fun as I have doing this with you. Before we get crazy and ahead of ourselves, though, let's go ahead and begin with a couple of collective breaths as a group. Ready? In through the nose, remember, and out through the mouth, okay? Here we go. One more. Fantastic. So, today we have a lot to review really quickly. Well, not a lot to review, but we've got a lot to do today. So let's review really quickly. Remember, we were doing the last couple of lessons, we've been focusing on each of the individual houses and having a game and an activity associated with the characteristics and attributes that each of those houses have. We covered Gryffindor last week and also Slytherin, and this week I am pleased to inform you that we are going to be covering the two houses that I belong to and that your other teacher, Mackenzie, belongs to. That's right, we're doing Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff this week, and I am very excited because I do have a personal bias towards Ravenclaw, and I know Mackenzie has a personal bias towards Hufflepuff. But if you'll remember, the point of these last few lessons has been to see what kind of characteristics and attributes we can aspire to have from all of the houses because, again, we are all human beings, so we're not that different from each other as much as we might think we are sometimes. So let's go ahead and review what it means to be a Ravenclaw. Today we're going to be doing Ravenclaw-themed activities, and I cannot wait. So, Ravenclaw's external traits include things like intelligence, their core values are knowledge, they are an air element, and Ravenclaws seek knowledge for knowledge's sake. They are driven by a passion and a hunger to know the chosen subjects that they choose to study, inside and out. And this has a tendency to produce oddballs and eccentrics, like myself. But also, speaking of oddballs and eccentrics, I am very excited because today, you guys, you're going to be doing a divination exercise with one Professor Trelawney, who also happens to be a member of Ravenclaw House. I hope that you guys are excited because it's going to be a lot of fun. So, I bid you adieu because I am going to be signing off of this lesson for today, but I'm going to send you right over to Professor Trelawney. Have fun, you guys. Bye. Hello, students. It is me, Professor Trelawney. Welcome to Divination today. I hope that you are fully ready to commit to all of the tellings of fortunes that we are going to be delving into this afternoon in our divination class. Now, what is it we're going to be doing exactly, you may ask? Well, I will go ahead and tell you, shan't I? Today, we are going to be playing a little game called Fortunately and Unfortunately. That's right, Fortunately and Unfortunately. Today, we are going to be using our creative brains and stimulating our minds to fully push our knowledge and intelligence to their limits. How do you play, you may ask? Oh, it's very simple. Don't worry. I will show you presently. Now, allow me to show you a couple of examples of what exactly this Fortunately, Unfortunately game is like. To begin, we will be using the example of one Harry Potter, whose prophecy I did create many moons ago. And I will show you just exactly what I mean. So, fortunately, Harry Potter got to go to the zoo in Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Unfortunately, he had to go with his family, the Dursleys, who are absolutely horrible to him. Another one. Fortunately, Harry gets to accidentally use his magic to let a snake loose on his cousin Dudley. Unfortunately, Uncle Vernon sees this and punishes him severely for it. Fortunately, Harry gets to go to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry and escape his aunt, uncle, and terrible cousin. Unfortunately, there is evil lurking around Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Does that kind of give you a bit of an example of what we are doing today? Fortunately and unfortunately, the purpose of this fortunately and unfortunate exercise is to make sure that you can create a full-fledged story, and whenever you get stuck, go ahead and try the opposite end to try and continue stimulating your creative mind. If we begin with a fortunately and we go with that idea until it's fully completed, what is next? Oh, I'm stuck. I'm not sure what to do. Unfortunately, let's go ahead and take it the other direction in circles and circles and circles until we have a full-fledged story. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Now that we've done a little bit of fortunately and unfortunately, I do invite you to do the same thing. Try and come up with 5 of your own fortunately unfortunatelys and relate them to you in the shoes of a Ravenclaw this week. Now, next part of this activity is we are going to be creating our own prophecies. I, as a divination expert, know lots about prophecies, and the perfect way to do them is exactly what I just showed you. You just got to follow the format of fortunately and unfortunately. Fortunately, I will be continuing my education this fall. Unfortunately, a lot of things are uncertain right now as to how that's going to look. Fortunately, I can keep a positive mindset and go ahead and fill my days with activities and learning lessons that will keep my mind stimulated and ready for whatever is thrown at my way. Does that kind of give you an idea? I certainly hope it does. So, I invite you to create your own prophecy and to please share them with Mackenzie and I, Professor Trelawney, not Riki, because I truly adore the art of divination. As a Ravenclaw, it has stimulated my mind and my senses and my creative brain and has helped me come up with multiple avenues and prophecies for myself and others. That is all the time we have for you today, students, but I hope that you enjoyed this divination lesson, and I will now send you over to Mackenzie to continue learning about the art and the valor that is required to be a Ravenclaw. Goodbye, students. Ooh.
Hello, students, and thank you, Professor Trelawney. I love how wacky she is, and I'm so excited to see the prophecies that you guys come up with. I think that's really exciting. Now, today, I wanted to introduce you guys to the idea of a tableau. Now, some of you might have heard of this term before, and some of you might not have, so let me explain. A tableau is a French word that means living picture. And if you're familiar enough with Hogwarts, you should know where I'm going with this. Because we have the privilege of having literal living pictures in the halls of our school. How cool! So, I was really curious about how these magical portraits actually worked, and you might be curious as well. So I did a little bit of research, and according to the books and also the fandom wiki page, the portraits were actually painted with the personality of the witches and wizards they represent. Now what that means is that the paint that they used actually had a charm put on it that infused the person's personality with the paint. That's amazing! You can literally be immortalized on the walls of Hogwarts if you wanted to, or if you did enough to be really recognized. So today, I want you guys to create your own characters that are going to be immortalized on the walls of Hogwarts. And here's a little bit more about the assignment. So it's one thing to just create a character and then give them a name. But it's another thing to fully flesh out the character, create a backstory, create more details beyond, oh, this is what they look like and this is their name. So let me give you an example of my tableau. So, in case you were wondering, my character's name was Ilanoe Thistlebrook. She was actually a professor here at Hogwarts long ago. She was a member of House Ravenclaw, and she loved books and reading. She spent most of her time in the Hogwarts library. And she was also known for being stern yet fair, hence her upright posture, but still a nice soft smile. So, with that said, my challenge for you guys is obviously to create your own characters. Really make sure you flesh them out and have fun with it. I used a prop. You are so welcome to use a prop. And I also held my pose for at least 2 to 3 seconds. And if you noticed, I was allowed to move a little bit. And that's because obviously the paintings at Hogwarts move a little bit. So if you want to assign a specific movement to your character as well to show more of their personality, perfectly fine. I love that idea. So, get to creating. But with that, guys, that concludes our second to last lesson. I'm so sad, and I know Riki is too. We've had such a fun time creating these videos for you guys, and we really hope that you guys will come back next year to do summer camp with us in real life like it's supposed to be done. But nonetheless, we have had so much fun, like I said, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys later this week for our very last lesson together. Bye guys, happy creating!